Okay, so our next objective will be to make our component account list, which we have created in the previous tutorial, even more reusable. We want it to be only and only in charge of displaying accounts and nothing else. We do not want it to care which accounts are given to it to display. We do not want it to care how the accounts are retrieved or where are they retrieved from. So we want our account account we want our account list component to be only in charge of displaying accounts and nothing else. We don't want it to care about anything else, quite literally. Why are we doing this? Well, we, at the moment, our accounts are basically stored in an array. They're not stored in a database. Hopefully, soon we shall move them to a database. But if we had a database, assume for a moment that we do, and imagine if this one component was in charge of database retrieval and displaying the same information on the screen. That's bad. That's bad coding practice. That's not good. Really, it's not. So what we want is information retrieval, account retrieval will be, the logic for it will be elsewhere, and our accounts list component will only be in charge of actually displaying the content. The content, the accounts that is, the list of accounts will be served to this component, and this component will take it and then it will display it on, and then it will be in charge of the display logic on the screen. So, how do we achieve this? Well, in order for us to be able to do this, we will need to implement a logic we'll need to implement a logic for the parent component, which is the app.component, to basically pass the accounts to the child component, which is the account list component, which is above. So one component will be passing accounts to another component. So this is intercomponent communication here. The process is very similar to property binding from the previous tutorials, and we will also be dealing with input and output. What they are, how they are used, I will show you soon enough in the follow-up tutorials. But for now, let's go ahead and build foundations for intercomponent communication in our particular case. So the very first thing that we need to do is take away basically I've given the tags here. So take away from this array private accounts array, and we're just gonna go ahead and copy that. It should be here. Yep. So let's just go ahead and just select this, what I've selected, and press Control X. So I'm beginning from private accounts and I'm ending it down at the semicolon before the method remove account. So just press Control X, delete it completely, and then move on to the app component.ts. And right below the export class app component, you can go ahead and paste it. Excellent. So we shall leave it there now. I know that we're playing basically a back and forth game here, but I needed a way of demonstrating this to you, so I've chosen to take this path. Anyway, all you need to do is copy it here. So now the app component will be initializing these elements of the array, the first two anyway. But this is just the beginning of what we actually need to do. So once again, the app account list.ts will not be in charge of account retrieval. Don't worry about the error. We'll fix it soon enough in the follow-up tutorial where we actually edit the code further. But for the time being, I just want you to understand the general logic of what we are actually doing. So this component, the account list component, will no longer be in charge of account retrieval. It will not care about account retrieval. It will not care where the accounts are coming from. It will not care what sort of accounts they are, where they are coming from, how they are being pulled, etc. It will only take them and it will display them onto the screen. A good secure practice to perform. So that logic will be moved to the app component.ts, which is a parent component of the child component account list. And this parent component will be in charge of information retrieval and serving the same information to the account list component. So from parent to child, that will be our flow. See you in the follow-up tutorial.